Alright, well, I made some purchases, very cheap, and I like them. I got some new thermometers in. They go from Fahrenheit to Celsius, and you can see it's a 79.2. Now, when I first put it in the tank, it was 80.1. I'm dialing it back because I want all the tanks to be about 76 degrees. I believe these digital thermometers are a lot more accurate than you know, the glass ones. Plus, they read temperature very quick. Got another one over here. It's 78.3, and you'll notice it's going into that tank because this tank here was at 76 point something, and I want to get them all there. So what I've done is dialed back the thermometer in there and thermometer in there. I have yet to check all these tanks, and then as an experiment, hey, look, it went down another degree. Wasn't it 79.2 a second ago? So once I get these about 76 or so, what I'm going to do is take both thermometers and put them in the exact same tank. You can see the probes there. Now, there's actually a suction cup that you can see right there that, you know, I could lower it down. I understand the top of the water might be warmer than, you know, the bottom because these are talls. I totally get that. But just for experimental sake, where'd that one go? Oh, there it is. Okay. We've got that there. And what I'm trying to get away is from these glass thermometers. One, they're very hard to read. You have to be on them just right. I'm getting tired of them. And it could... That looks like it's reading about 78 on there and 78.3. So I'm trying to get away from this because it takes forever. Snails love it though. Bad boys. But anyway, so we're going to continue to experiment, and if these work, plus they came with extra batteries, they're cheap. So if they actually freaking work, then I'll tell you all where to get them. So we'll continue the experiment here in a little while. Thanks. Alright, third time a charm here. 78.1 here. I cut the heater way back. Still takes a long time to cool this down. This is shocking. 78.9, and that heater was cut back several freaking hours ago. So I don't know if I need to cut them back more or it just takes that long to cool down. I might just let these go all night and we'll go tomorrow. Thanks. Later. Alright, well, as a comparison, you can see that we got all of these new temperature gauges in the same tank. One's reading 79, one is 78.7, and 79.3. So, looking about, what, half a degree of difference. So in the grand scheme of things, it's really not going to make that much of a difference. It'll get you within a half degree, so, you know, realistically, what's the difference between 76 and 77 or 79 and 90? So I think it's a pretty good bargain considering I paid like a total of $5 for these. We'll do a few more tests. The top three tanks, I got them all down to about 76 now. Trying to slow down the breeding on these fish. These, I want that one warmer. I don't know what the temp is yet. That one can be a little warmer. And this, obviously, we want to, you know, keep these guys going. So 79, roughly, it's going to be perfect for this tank. So I just got to measure the other two. So a little bit more about these. Don't really have a name on them per se. Just digital thermometer, Aquaneat, sorry. Really just a power button, Fahrenheit, Celsius, made in China. Now these came with extra batteries, all three of them did. And the suction cups, you can see they're kind of loose, but you know, what do you expect for $5? So really, I think it's a decent buy if you got a lot of aquariums, or you know, you just want to keep this monitoring. it's probably best not to keep it on all the time. Obviously, you don't want to run the battery down. So I'm going to do one more test. I'm going to do all these in the air and see if there's any difference in, you know, water versus the air. I know the air is around 69. So we'll do that test here in a little bit, and then we'll wrap it up. Oops. Alright. Well, this is a little disconcerting. I've had these out of the water for about an hour now, and I read somewhere online you're only supposed to use them in water. I don't know why that would make a difference, but anyway, 65.7, 66, and 65.7. Normally that'd be fine. The problem is the temperature down here is actually 68.4, and I know it'll be impossible to see on here, but anyway, I'll tell you right now, it's reading 68. So I knew that the thermometer and you know, this would be accurate. So we're 3 degrees off. It's leading me to believe these might be junk. So what I'm going to have to do is go back in all the tanks, drop in the thermometer, and recheck what I had and see if these things are only accurate in water, which makes no sense, or they're just complete junk. I mean, I can't live with 4 and 5 degrees off. I mean, that's, even though it saves time, that's not going to work. So the good thing is all these are calibrated real close. So back to square one. Be back in a bit. Alright people, now I'm really confused. This tank measured 80 on the thermometer, which was about right because it was 79. Now this tank here, you know, according to this, and I know it's impossible to see, but I had it in there a few minutes ago before I pulled it out. It was saying 76. Well, 76.5, 76.8, and 77. Well, those are all roughly half a degree apart, even though my temperature says 76. I don't know what to make out with these things. I mean, it seems like they're semi-accurate in the water. They're just not very accurate in air. It makes no sense to me. So, before I pass judgment, I'll try one last tank, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, 76, that's perfect in here, I believe. That's fine. And we'll go into these beauties tanks and see what happens, and then I'll roll this all into one video. I don't know whether to give a thumbs up or thumbs down, or I don't know what to do yet. Thanks. Alright people, I just don't get it. You can see all the probes kind of there. They're all in the same area roughly. Okay, I measured that and the thermometer says 76. Alright, 77.2, 76.9, 77.6. So we're kind of a little bit more than half a degree off. I mean, we're going from 77.2, 76.9, 77.6, so I don't know. So, what do I recommend? Well, I'm not sure I can recommend these. Probably not a thumbs up and not a thumbs down. I mean, they're not very far apart, but my goodness, I mean, you know, these two are very close, you know, within 2/10, and that one's within, you know, 77.5. So, I don't know, they're roughly a half a degree off. I'm going to leave y'all to make your own opinion, and look at the snails. My goodness, Scott, we are overfeeding, aren't we? That's alright. I've told y'all before, if you overfeed, it happens. I don't mind. It just tells me I'm overfeeding. Oh, that boy's still looking great. Look at him. Oh, my newest addition. He looks good. Alright, this is the end of the entire experiment. I would say these are fairly accurate. Now, why in the hell they were so far off in the air, I did try to look up who makes these. And these are Aquatics. And probably won't put all that food of these sweep up where I miss the aquariums. Yeah, Aquatics right there. And the guy had a lame excuse. He answered somebody and he said they're to be used in water only. Well, you all tell me how in the world why it would make a difference whether it's in water or not. I mean, it's not like these things are chemical, you know, reacting or anything. I don't get it. You know, I don't get it. Look at those nails though. They're looking pretty good. I wish somebody would buy these darn things. Googly muggly. Show quality, people. So anyway, that's the end of this deal, and I know this has ran on forever. I have no idea. I'll just use them as spot checkers and won't 100% rely on them as being extremely accurate, but water wise they seem to have been within a degree or two. That could make a difference, you know, but 74 to 70, you know, 6 is probably not a huge deal. 80 to 82 probably is. Alright, that's it. Signing out.